the crew worldwide, from Cali to Twitter, real hardcore fans, boxing ass niggas, consistency cops, police the views, we'll pull up receipts for any debate you choose. Shout outs to Clan Archie for the dope production. Ring Gang stay with the best discussions.
Ring Gang Radio.
But I just met Dario, from ringgangradio.com. And so that was fire. Like, nobody ever did that before. That was like fire. That was fire. It was nice to meet you. And
welcome to Ring Gang Radio. This is PJ. We are going to have behind the scenes with news from the card that he went to for the AB Vargas fight.
What up, guys? It's your man Smoke. So news, you were at the About Billions Diet Mikey fight, and seeing that Broner put up a less than vaunted performance the first half of the fight, and you're a big Broner fan, what did the other AB fans in attendance, like how was their vibe? Were they disappointed at all, or what?
And for some reason, the way that you asked me that question, it sounded like you was about to troll me. The less than vaunted performance and all that stuff. Look, man, they hated it, man. Everybody in the crowd. Most people where I was sitting at, in the area I was sitting, I was surrounded by a lot of people from Maryland, as a matter of fact. And so they weren't feeling it. It was actually me and one other guy in the section I was sitting in that was an AB fan. So everybody was just basically hating. Me, the other AB guy though, me and him, the only AB fans in that particular section, we was feeling the performance. We were feeling it. The guy was pointing out, when Broner was landing his shots on Vargas, and we wouldn't acknowledge Vargas' work. You know how I go.
So I mean, I guess what I'm trying to get out of you is an unbiased. Were the fans happy with AB's performance?
Was there frustration in the building?
Yeah, the frustration was definitely. And this is me. I'm gonna give it to you straight. The frustration was definitely in the building. I'm gonna keep it honest because again, at the end of the day, even though they were there from Maryland, it doesn't matter. The frustration was in the building. Period. It wasn't that they were against him. It wasn't. I didn't even see the Mexicans actually that he was talking about. That was supposed. I mean, I heard 6ix9ine was in the building, but I didn't see these Mexicans that he's talking about. He was getting booed. He was getting booed for the lack of action. Everybody was saying the same thing, including myself. Y'all already know. Let your hands go, AB. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you holding, man. I swear, it was like we was acquired.
He had Vargas badly hurt at the end of the 9th round, and it was like the crowd was on their feet. So the whole time they was waiting for that moment, for him to let his hands go and do something to affect his opponent, because they was supporting him. I could tell, but I just didn't see that, obviously through most of the fight because they was frustrated.
No, we didn't. We where it was frustration because it was like AB would let his hands go. Like you could see from where I was sitting at the fight, you could see instantly that AB was much faster than Vargas. I seen the fight on I rewatched it on TV the other day, but I also of course seen it at the arena. AB was much faster than him in real life. And you could see it immediately. So that's the reason why everybody was booing at the beginning of the first round. And then in the first round, that's all we were talking about. It was like, come on, man, go ahead, take off on him. He wouldn't. He was sitting back. You know how he like to say, I'm getting my time or taking my time, or in real life, I'm just losing rounds right now. Is what I'm doing.
That nigga.
Yeah, that's
the style.
Yeah, that's what they say. That's what they always say. But he gotta be my boy, but he gotta upgrade. We can't be using these plug-in downloaders. Yeah, what do you man? He got to get in this high-speed internet. That's why I need AB high-speed internet next time. He gonna download something.
Gonna contact
too slow. It needs to be much faster.
We're looking for high-speed performance out of AB. Would you say that right now we're getting like a 14-4 type performance out of him?
4-4. Man, he takes a long time to get started, but once he gets started and lets his hands go, the second half of the fight happens.
Yep.
And that's the problem. It's like he fights as two different fighters, and it could be that he takes his time or whatever. But that's what the crowd was mainly. That's the only thing I heard the crowd booing for. I didn't hear anyone booing the fight. I didn't hear anyone booing saying, "Ooh, Vargas is kicking his ass." I didn't hear none of that. All I kept hearing was, "Hey, let your hands go, man! Like, come on, man! Like, fight this nigga, knock him out." Like, that's all you heard. That's all you heard, and that's when the boos would come. After that, then you start hearing the boos.
The man got booed in the 12th round.
Yeah,
I mean,
and then Jessie Vargas put his hands up, like, yeah, keep booing him so he can engage. So, you know, like that's why he put his hands up.
Yeah, man. It was frustration. It was a lot of frustration for the crowd. Like when the fight ended, that 12th round, it was just like very, you know, like it was just like a letdown. It was like watching a movie, and then you get to the end of the movie, and the end of the movie is bad. It's anticlimactic. That's what it was. Like a movie.
It was a good fight, though.
Yeah, it was a very good fight. They were supposed to. Kevin Cunningham told him, "You need to knock out." I didn't know what he told him, but I was assuming like this fight is close. I had AB ahead, but at the end of the day, I felt like in the crowd, I felt like he was supposed to came out there and fought like he needed to win. People were saying like, "Man, he's fighting like he think he up like 4 or 5 rounds." You know, that's type of stuff I was hearing.
You watch the post-fight interview, and you get the impression that AB thought he won by 4 or 5 rounds.
I seen a video where he said that he think he won 7-5. He said he think he won 7.
I guess
7-5. I mean, it's a 1-round swing either way, really, or a 2-round swing. But AB was not acting like he won 7-5. He was acting like he won 9-3.
Yeah, true.
I mean, hey. I feel like. Oh, go ahead.
I gotta dip out for a minute. I'll be back, guys.
Oh, okay, son. I feel like, man, AB did exactly what a lot of people say out of him. He didn't box that boy to death. He didn't go and jab and stay on the back foot and run and fly and float around the ring. He busted Jessie Vargas up. He bruised him up. He did damage to him. And if Adrien Broner was another fighter, Lucas Matisse, and that's all he was able to do and damage to the people, the crowd would be saying, "Look at his face. Look at his face." They would be saying that the other guy lost the fight because of how they look and how the damage is. Adrien Broner landed more power punches. Now, typically, when it's the opposite way, when someone else lands more jabs and power punches, they want to go, it's about the power punches. Where's the effect of what all this? And it's like, at the end of the day, that's what AB allowed himself to get into by not taking his other fights as serious as he should. But this fight was a great fight. It's just that he doesn't have the benefit of the doubt of the people no more, in my opinion. That's how I felt sitting in the crowd.
He made it too close for comfort.
Yeah,
I think
he could the 115, 113. Because if you look at the first half, the first 6 rounds, Broner wins about 2 of those first 6 rounds. I had him winning the 6th, and I think you could give him either the 4th or the 5th. But he had some close rounds in that first half. Vargas ain't just dominate the first half, and then the second half, it got to a point where Broner was winning like 3 and 4 rounds in a row. Because, you know, Vargas was tired and Broner was landing clean as fuck on this dude. And that's what's so frustrating, because you're like, damn, if you just put a little more effort, you could probably knock him down and get him out of there. Like, I thought we was going to have the whole Emmanuel Taylor type of performance at the end where, you know, Super Saiyan's up and he started razzling dazzling this nigga and knocks him down.
We just want to see Broner fight to his full potential and give us that full effort, man. And like you said, he might have thought he won 7-5, but his coach told him he don't know what he doing with the scorecards or what the judges doing with the scorecards. So you got to go out in the 12th and do something. But he didn't leave no impression in the 12th round, and he left the 11th round up for grabs. So I said on the earlier podcast that I thought if he would have won one of those last two definitively, he would have put the fight away. He would have won the fight. And he had so much momentum in starting 7th, 8th, 9th round. Vargas was fading fast. So I mean, like LB said, if he would have just did a little more, bro, he would have easily won that fight. Not easily, but he would have won definitively.
Yeah, it would have been more like an 8 rounds to 4 than a 6 rounds to 6, 7 rounds to 5.
He was leaking. He was hurt. I mean, AB was definitely landing the harder shots. I mean, Jesse was working, but AB was loading all kind of shit on him.
Yeah.
Man, I feel like they say, again, it's 4 rules. It's 4 rules of boxing. To score, it's supposed to be effective aggression. Now, and AB had a lot of points in that fight, which I thought he was more effective with his aggression, backing Jessie Vargas up against the ropes, pushing him up against the ropes, bullying him around the ring. I thought that he had that. The ring generalship. That was, AB had other points where he was backing him up, doing what he wanted to do to Vargas. But Vargas also had a lot of that in the first half of the fight. When he was picking AB apart with the jab and sticking on the outside, just keeping that jab in his face, throwing it at him, doing what he wanted to do. Yeah, Jessie Vargas definitely had a lot of that. Defense, AB wins the defense. I mean, you can look at the faces, but more importantly, look how many punches everyone throws out, how many you throw, but you have to land them too. I'm tired of seeing people. I like fighters that throw a lot of punches but land a lot of punches too. Right. You know what I mean? Like a Leo Santa Cruz. He's not just throwing the punches and that's it. And I'm just throwing them and then you just to get you moving. I think AB won as far as defense and hard and clean punches. You can look at the fight and see that. So AB did a lot to win the fight. It's just that once again, he's his own detriment to himself, not letting his hands go. That's really about it. That's really about it. If he would have let his hands go, like you said, he could have won more. He could have won more clear, because it wasn't a clear victory. It wasn't a clear victory to nobody in the arena. It was like split. A lot of people cheered, a lot of people booed. I've seen a lot of arguments when people were walking out the arena, like who really won, and a lot of people were saying Jessie Vargas won. A lot of people were saying Jessie Vargas won in the crowd, and then a lot of people were saying that Adrien Broner won. But it's like most people that were saying that Vargas won, the reason that they were giving, it was like they were saying that if AB was really that dude, then it shouldn't even been like this, because they don't even know Jessie Vargas. A lot of the people didn't know Jessie Vargas. They felt like if AB was supposed to be that guy and so much better or things of that nature, and when he had him hurt, he should have did more. He should have let his hands go more. They weren't happy with how he fought. They were more happy with how Vargas fought. They felt like he actually was stronger.
Because Vargas always put in that effort, and he keeps his rounds competitive. It's like Broner, you see all that talent, and you're just like, damn, nigga, let him go.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you watching him whoop somebody ass, but then he kind of like stop whooping their ass, and you like, wait, what you doing, bro? Like, that's the whole point. You supposed to fade this nigga.
Right. Right. That's exactly what they were saying. I'm like, man.
He just waiting and catching punches and want to, be on the defensive. I'm like, no, fuck that. Just shoot back at him and not,
Because Broner really didn't put hands on in that second half. Like, he was still getting tagged every now and then, but it was Vargas really getting tore up that second half. But that first half, I ain't gonna lie, I thought Vargas put too much hands on Broner, because I don't even remember Mikey Garcia landed that much on Broner like that and clean. Because I thought Broner defended well against Mikey.
I think that was because he was more defensive against Mikey Garcia, whereas against Jessie Vargas, he was walking forward. Against Mikey Garcia, he was definitely on his back foot. He didn't start trying to walk down Mikey Garcia to like the 8th, 9th round when he started finally going to Mikey Garcia's body. Yeah, like if he would have fought, what's crazy? Yeah, I feel like if Broner would have fought Mikey Garcia like he fought Jessie Vargas, he would have had more success. And I feel like if he would have fought Jessie Vargas like he fought Mikey Garcia, he would have had more success both ways. Because I feel like if he would have used his speed and let his hands go like he tried to do at first against Mikey Garcia, he would have seen originally that there's no way Jessie Vargas had the foot speed or hand speed to even keep up with him. He could have made that fight so easy. Against Mikey Garcia, he didn't even have success until he started walking Mikey Garcia down and going to Mikey Garcia's body and letting his hands go. Which is what he did against Jessie Vargas. Now that could be, of course, like the skill gap, of course, between the Mikey Garcia and the Jessie Vargas. But I'm just saying, just how it looked in the ring. He was on his back foot against Mikey while he was walking towards Jessie Vargas most of the time. I think if they would have flipped those.
Like he wasn't even trying to defend too much with Vargas. I'm like, damn, dude, like you just he kept slapping the gloves down. I'm like, nigga, just move your head, like move your head and counter, like come on.
Yeah, and that's so true, y'all, man. I was saying the same thing in the crowd. Like you could see it. They had the big I forgot what it's called in the middle. For the arenas where you can see it. The
Jumbotron.
TV. The Jumbotron. And so you can see. You see him swatting their hand down, but you don't see him coming you don't see him swinging back. You just see him swat. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like, dude, just let it go. You see you fast enough to get that off on him. He did it sometimes, but he didn't do it enough. If he would have just fought the entire fight where he's looking to counter, I would rather Broner get tired in a fight and lose rather than just keep losing with a whole bunch of stamina left, like how he did last night or Saturday. I really would.
Yeah, I think the first half Jessie was just so busy, so Broner was on his defensive shit, and he would throw 5 or 6 before Broner would answer, or in between for every one of his. But his game, if Broner's, regardless of what his game plan was, it worked out in his favor through the second half, and he capitalized on it. But it was them last 2 rounds, man. He pretty much had the back half of the fight sold up.
Right. Man, I don't know, man, but it was a great fight though. The crowd definitely was into it. When the chant started, the chant actually started for the AB, started out of our section. Right by our section. That's where that when AB finally started to let his hands go, that's when us AB fans, you know what I'm saying, started to chant. Everybody started getting it because we was waiting for something. Like we came here to see you. You out here posing. You showing off your defensive skills. We know you got reflexes. We know you got that. But we want to see you. We want to see we don't want to just see the pool. We want to see the pool counter. You know what I mean? Like we want to see something coming back. He's like he does like half. He does the half thing. I'm gonna slap the glove down. But I'm not gonna come back with nothing else.
Yeah.
He does it. He does everything. I'm gonna dip your punch. But I ain't gonna throw nothing back though. It's just like it's pretty. It does.
Oh, hang on, JD. This is going on with your mic. Could you mute yourself?
Yeah. We don't have the ransom money. Let him go.
He sound like he in the Matrix.
Hey, yo, Morpheus, let him through. Anyway, I gotta step out here to coach. I'll leave the call to you guys.
All right, bro.
Later.
Hey, so what was the reaction like when Broner came out and the music dropped? Because I know they had the whole beef the week earlier, and people were saying they was really beefing.
Man, it was like people were talking in the crowd over in a section saying like, is Tank? I'm sorry, Tank. Is 6ix9ine really gonna come out with him? People were like, no, he's not gonna come out with him. He's not gonna come out with him. A lot of people were like, man, I think he is. So they were like, man, that'll be corny. Other people were like, no, that'll be hard. You know what I'm saying? Like, just back and forth opinion. The music dropped. Niggas iffy up. All that. People getting turned up. But it wasn't like as animated as it should have been. I guess it's because when he came out, I guess people thought 6ix9ine was actually gonna come out with him. Like people was amped. Now, don't get me wrong. People was rapping along with the lyrics and all that, but I thought it could have been louder for damn near 14,000 people in the venue. You know what I mean? Like it should have been. You was at the Andre Ward Kovalev pay-per-view fight with me when we went. We heard how loud it was when Andre Ward came out in the building. I was thinking that with AB coming out and 14,000 people, it should have drowned. It should have been extremely loud, but it wasn't. It was just like, it was like good, like here come AB, but it was more rapping along with the lyrics. than being amped up about AB coming out. I mean, honestly, I didn't see the crowd exploding like they thought. It looked like they was looking for 6ix9ine to be there because AB usually comes out with somebody. So it was like different to see him out without anybody.
You got older bruhs in the crowd too, though, so they probably not really fucking with that. If you would have came out with 50 or somebody, then that would have been like the perfect person to walk him out. But I heard that him and Casanova got into it backstage or something because Casanova was supposed to bring out Tank.
Bro.
And they got into it.
The fight was over, right? The fight's over. AB did his thing. I just beat you like you stole something. I beat you like you got suspended for school. You know, all that stuff. I'm watching it. I'm laughing. I'm chilling. You know what I'm saying? Me and the wife, the Ring Gang, radio hoodies on. Got my cousin and his wife. We there. So we leaving out after he done with his interview. As I'm walking out, I'm walking out the section, section 107. It's like you go to the left, and when you go to the left, you're walking past through the hallway, and by the hallway it's like the VIP lounge thing, like a VIP lounge thing. So it's packed, it's very packed. 14,000 people getting out at the same time. It's extremely packed. So we walking through, trying to get through people. Excuse me. Next thing you know, you see like some rumbling. You know what I'm saying?
JD, can you mute your mic?
Damn. All right.
So next thing you know, we see rumbling going on the other side of the hall. Like it's in the same hallway, but it's so packed full of people, you can't see actually what's going on. All you see, it looks like the VIP doors. They're like glass doors. You see, like it looks like somebody pushing it and like trying to break it open or something, right? So I'm telling my wife, like, man, it looks like they fighting over there. I don't know who that is. Must be some Vargas fans. You know what I'm saying? Talking trash, getting these hands by the AB fans. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm thinking. Because we walking. That's the last fight. It was heated. People were saying who won. You know?
Fans there? I don't think so.
Yeah, it was. Some dude got got knocked out in the crowd during the Vargas AB fight, and he was Mexican, but he might have been there for AB. Who knows? Maybe, I don't know. But what I'm saying is, I'm thinking it's something that has to do with the fight. You know what I mean? Like the different opinion and the scorecards, because people was real animated about that, and the hood was out. The hood was out. I talked to tons of people from Maryland. Ohio people was there. The Charlo people was there. People dressed up, got their earrings on, got their jewelry on. Everybody looking like rappers. All the girls looking like Instagram models. Like the hood was out. You know what I'm saying? We walking through. I'm thinking something has to do with that is going on. I'm telling my wife, let's get up out of here. Come to find out, I see later 6ix9ine and Casanova crew get into it. It was happening right then and there. They was fighting right then and there, and I couldn't even see it because I didn't know I'd seen the glass door breaking. Like you hear it, like people pushing on the doors and kicking and stuff like that. You see the fight going on, so we trying to get out of there. You see the security came running past. They came running past me and my wife towards the VIP section. So I'm trying to get out, and you get outside, though, it's like 30 police cars on Atlantic Avenue, like just surrounding the building. All you smell is weed. All you see is people. All you see is the police cars and stuff like that out. I hear somebody must have let off a shot or something at the fight. So it's like, damn, Fred man might have been right. If you think about it, Fred might have been right. Like they letting off shots at the fight. They did have an altercation. It had to be if they're reporting it was an altercation. I don't know if it was them. All I know is I seen an altercation happening like in the VIP area. So that's true. That's 100% true. That's 100% true. People was definitely getting it in at the fight when the fight was letting out. It was after the AB Vargas fight was over, and everybody was leaving the building.
So did you run into any fighters or people in the media?
Nobody was in the hallway. Nobody was in the hallway for this fight. Everybody was all in press row. Like all the fighters, it was so packed.
It was too hood.
Man, it was too hood, man. It was. Listen, you would have thought you was at the club. You know what I'm saying? How people was dressed. They had on, like I said, they had on all they all their freshest, flyest outfits that they had. The ladies had on all their shortest dresses that they could find. And then you had the couples coming in. So like that. I mean, you had the other people too, you know, with their little suits and stuff, but no, the hood was definitely in the building. Like, it was no walking down, it was no walking into a random boxer in the hallway. It was too packed to do anything. Like when I shot my little thing for Ring Gang Radio and shouted us out that we in the building, I had to do it up against the wall. You see what I'm saying? Because it was that, and I had to find that little area because that was in between like a little gap before you go to the before you get over to the restrooms. I had to find that little space. It was way too packed in there for anything, for any boxer to be doing media. They was all on press row, down in the press in their seats in that area. I would love to get some footage though for us.
Word. So anything else you want to share on the AB weekend, the card?
On the AB weekend, man, no, it's just like I said, man, we just got to keep doing what we're doing. We got to keep doing what we're doing. A lot of people were showing us love, you know. A lot of people were showing us love, so we definitely appreciate that. But no, it wasn't really nothing happening. It was just, and I thought that it was actually more people at that fight than it was the Deontay Wilder fight, even though I could be wrong. And when I seen the attendance, there was like maybe 100 or 200 difference, but it just seemed like it was way more people in the building. Like it was just, I don't know, and it was a different aura in there. And with Tank knocked out Jesus so fast, and then Jermall Charlo knocked out Centeno so fast, that had the crowd already antsy before AB even got out. Like people was like, come on man, AB got to get a knockout, we already got knockouts, let's go, and all this stuff. And so that's another thing, you know what I'm saying, that's another thing that affected how the crowd felt about his fight. You just gotta let them hands go. That, I mean, at the bottom line, that's just it. Everybody knows it. It's becoming like a reoccurring statement. He has a recurring statement. He has to let his hands go, and that's it.
The crew worldwide, from Cali to Twitter, real hardcore fans, boxing ass niggas, consistency cops, police the views, we'll pull up receipts for any debate you choose. Shout outs to Clan Arky for the dope production. Ring Gang stay with the best discussions.
Ring Gang.